Welcome back again. Thank you for being with us. Send your comments. I'm still seeing some comments that are streaming in. So just send your comments, send your questions, and we'll sample them in the course of this talk. Now, we want to talk about wedding. And I just want to briefly mention briefly discuss something, then we get to questions because there's so many. Just something that maybe from your experience, Judy. What determines your wedding plan, wedding budget plan?
Okay. What determined my wedding budget plan? Yes. By that time, it was mostly food.
And what is this? What determines the whole budget? Kuna wengine wanakwanga na million, kuna wengine wanakwanga na half a million, kuna wengine wanakwanga na 400,000, kuna wengine hata wako na budget ya 50. What determines those values for your case? What determined your wedding budget?
For my case, it was mostly, I say, okay, mine was around 450, if I can remember. And most of the things were very important, most of them, like food, photography, videography, and yeah, let me leave it at that. But it was around 450.
Unalenga question yangu. But we'll come back. Let me also, Pastor Dave, from your experience, what was your budget?
Around 500, 550.
What determines it to be 500, 400 and not 200 or not 1 million?
Yeah, I think first, one thing that people must appreciate that wedding budget template is the same. Like I want food, I want vehicles, I want this and this. The only difference is, the first is the number of people that are supposed to attend this wedding. If you are expecting 500 people, the budget will be high compared to somebody who is expecting 30 people. So that is the first thing. The second thing, how stylish do you want your wedding to look?
Yeah, sure.
You see, there is somebody, my bride, my sweetheart by then wanted a Prado. Maybe somebody sweetheart wants a limousine. So you see, yeah, or a V8. Hiring a limousine and hiring a Prado is different.
Sure.
So it's about the style that you want, and maybe again photography. What kind of photography do you want? Do you want people to come with drones? Do you want a crew to come, something like that? Still, it will be photography, everything will be there. The end product will be a video and an album for both of you.
Sure.
But there will be difference in terms of the group that have come in and how you have engaged them. So it will make your budget to be a little bit high. What's the size of your bridal team? You see, the bridal team, do you have 30 people? You know, if you have 30 people, like for us we had 30, you have to look for more cars.
Sure.
If you have like 10, you will have to look for less cars. And less cars means less cash. More cars, more cash. So that also varies. Again, where is your wedding? Some people do their wedding in Dubai and they live in Nairobi. Some people do their wedding at the same venue where they live. Like if it is Kisumu, we are doing it in Kisumu. So ferrying parents and every other thing becomes easy. They can come in because they know the place. But you see, if you do your wedding in a far place, you have to put cost for transport for everyone, and it's very expensive. It can even run to 2 million. Yeah, so I think those are some of the things that really it's on the budget of wedding.
And now coming to the part of finances now, where you've told me what determines the wedding part, the budget. But now, how does person A arrive at 400 and person B arrive at 500 or arrive at 1 million? Because most of the time we get pressure. We want to do as person X or person Z. And that pressure, unapata, mostly nakuanga kwa madeni. Wanataka wafanye wenye sister so andifanya. So unapata our finances are being, my income is, let's say for example 30,000. Madam ni 10,000. Na tukataka kufanya budget ya, in realistic budget ya million haitaweza unless kama tuko na friends wenye wanaishi. So there, is that an issue to look at when you are planning for your wedding?
Exactly, you have to look, because we were told, and I've verified this, once you have come up with a budget for a wedding, you must be able to fund at least 3/4 of the wedding budget. If it is 550, you must have 350 somewhere that you have. So that if you have so many groups that you think may help you fund the remaining 150, if they do the 150, well and good. If they don't do the 150, we can have a plan B with the 350 that we have. So that one is a very big determinant. So I am kindly asking young people not to go to depression, because I know most people would go to. I've just said 2 minutes ago that weddings template and budgets and everything and the final product are the same.
Yeah,
are the same. Whether you use 300, 500, 1 million. If a wedding is being aired even in TV show, nobody will tell you this one was 2 million, this one was 100,000. We are only seeing the reception, people dancing and every other thing. So I'm thinking, don't be pressurized. Just have the budget. Make sure you can fund up to 3/4 of the budget or a half of the budget. Then leave the remaining for other avenues like your friends, family, and maybe church. Yeah. But there are some people who want to fund their wedding like they want to do everything. No, it depends. Yeah. If you have that cash, it is the best option. Yeah, you can do that.
Let me, Ian, you are looking up for a wedding maybe in 10 or 5 years to come.
Yes.
What are you looking at? 1 million budget, or a 500, or a 20,000?
Budget. The budget here, the projected. Okay, the first place, ni wedding fee. Your wedding, from what I've known, wedding fee they actually wedding mostly it's for the ladies. So she has a sound budget, a very good budget. Now. You want me to give figures?
No, not to figure a projection of what you are looking at, and what is going to be your indicators to reach that budget.
Indicator number one is first of all, this one we already talked with her that whatever budget she will arrive at and we will arrive at, she must be aware I'm funding at least half of the budget. She must fund at least 1/4 the budget. Then the rest, we leave it for friends and family if they wish to, because even if it does not come, we won't go into depression because we know with the 3/4 budget you can still fund our wedding, hiyo siku yake ikuwe mzuri. She must be part of it. Sijasema hadi mahari ni yako. Ile story ya wedding. Hiyo day moja, the one day event. Yeah, she must also be part of it in as much as ni day yake. So what actually makes us arrive to that figure ni mostly what she wants. The kind of style, as Pastor Dave has said. The kind of style, the number of people, the bridal team she wants. Mostly yeye ndo anaamua hizo vitu. Mimi nangoja tu kuambiwa ni aje, so hii ndo projection.
The projection will be higher than what you are projecting personally, or what your income is.
Yeah, one thing I'm good at is I can easily freeze a 1 million budget to 50,000. I'm good at that. I can really freeze it. Yeah, but I've said it is sound. It's a sound budget. It's a sound budget, and something. The good part is whatever thing she's projecting and what I'm projecting, it is they were almost the same. In fact, mine was higher than hers. So.
And you are the financer.
And I'm the financer. I'm the main financer. Nikki pull out the wedding icon. Yeah. So we are on the same level comes to that budget. Yeah.
Judy, are you advising for somebody to borrow? Now, we've heard that maybe you must find a half or 3/4 of the budget. Sina hiyo leo na budget ilikuwa 200,000. Okay. Should I borrow 100K?
First thing,
to fund my budget. To fund my budget.
First thing that I will say confidently that when you're a lady, when you're planning for your budget, wedding, don't ever compare your wedding with someone else. Because if you do that, you might end up unakuwa depressed. Because when sometimes people do wedding according differently because of the way Pastor Dave was saying where they come from, where they want it to be. So when you start to compare your wedding with someone else, you will find so many things not working out on you. So I would like to advise you that when you want to wed, personally me, I did my budget in my office where I was working. Yeah, I did my budget because I didn't go to somebody to tell me that this one is what you need in your budget, because I remember I had stood with so many people who even did their wedding of 50,000 and it was successful. So when it came to mine, I had those budgets with me. So I sat down and said, what do I want on my wedding? How many people do I want to be there? And I did that. And then I will not advise to go for debt on your wedding. I will not advise that. Find friends. I remember our best couple telling us that there are only two places that people can help you. One is when you're alive and when you are dead. So when you are dead, you will not know that they help you. When you're alive, they can support you on your wedding or when you want any support. So when you know that you have friends who can support you, go for them, tell them this one is my budget. I remember ours when we bring out to them, they say, this one is very cheap. Because they started seeing like, it's not like a 1,500,000 waliona to 450, ajuli ni kidogo. So wewe unatupatia ngapi? And then you tell them, then they say, kama unatupatia 50, 300, uko na avenues ngapi za kupata hii 300. So it get to that and then you nini. So don't, just sit down, be sober, know what you want. Know what you want as a lady. Nini unataka? Like mine, I told God that I want a simple, decent wedding that will glorify your name. So it was that. Very simple, bridal team, very simple, and everything was successful to the glory of the Lord. So don't come out and say that Judy did this, I want to do mine like hers. I'm even planning to start with some other guys, but I will not advise them that because I did this, you must do it. No, just do your wedding the way you want it, but don't go to debts because of a wedding. No, don't.
Pastor, is when we are planning for your wedding and you have a budget already, there's some expenditures that always they just come.
Yeah.
Unapata wedding imeisha, mtu amekukujia anataka tu unangoa 5,000 and in the process you get pesa zimekuwa drained. How do you, where do you fund that, those processes?
Thanks for that. Before I answer that, I wanted to say something. Wedding per se, what you see in the wedding, during the wedding, is not the actual cost.
Sure.
And most young people must understand this. There are so many hidden costs that somebody, which you cannot put in a budget. For example, your suit, the gown, where you are going to stay, if you don't have a house, because maybe you are living in a bed-sitter, but after a wedding you want to go to a one-bedroom or a two-bedroom. They can even add up to 150,000.
Sure.
So as a man, you need to be planned that if I'm saying I can fund half of the budget, I have included even the hidden cost. Yeah. That is the first thing. When you're doing the budgeting for a wedding, the next thing that you need to do is kindly put some miscellaneous, like an extra cost. You don't just work with the exact figure of 350. No, you can maybe add some 50,000 because you don't know the tradition of the lady. And I normally say, when it comes to wedding, because it's just a one day, try to make your work easier, you, the groom and the bride. Just tell the groom, my aunties will need 5,000 before I am, just discuss with them openly. So that once you go there to pick the bride, there is not these dramas and so many things that we need 20,000 or what. You know so well they need 5,000, you move the 5,000 and the wedding goes on. Because I've seen those are simple things that add cost, bring a lot of pressure in wedding for unnecessarily, and people seem to be unplanned and it is so nasty, which will not happen. So kindly just add up the hidden cost, and with that it can happen. And then finally, I wanted to say that I am not pro, and anybody should not ever borrow money for a wedding. Please don't. If you have done a wedding plan and the cost is 300,000, you know that you can fund 150, and the extra 150, you have not gotten anything. Maybe you have gotten 20,000, now you have 170,000. Kindly trim your budget to 170,000. Let people talk, let people say what they want to say, but go into your marriage debt-free, not from the wedding. Because this is just a one day. Just pick essential things Like we need rings because there's a significance of wedding, which one day maybe we'll talk about. A wedding is where we are going to see, it's a covenant. You know, we are going to be married, it's a covenant. A covenant, there must be witnesses. So that's why people are coming. There must be some symbol. That's why people wear rings. So if ring is there, people are there, a pastor is there to preside it, it can go on. And I'm thinking 170 can do. So just use the amount of money you have there and then so that you don't go into debts. It will really help, yeah.
I think there's a lot we are going to discuss about, because the Pastor David has also brought something of the hidden cost, which mostly, by the way, they are even too much more than the real cost of the wedding. And we'll talk about in our next mini. Let me sample some of the questions that we receive. Continue sending your questions. You can send us your questions to the numbers that are streaming in your screen, and also your comments. There's somebody who is asking, I'm dating someone who is controlled financially. When he has money, he behaves like a president. When he has no money, when he's broke, he goes mute for 2 months. Should we quit the relationship? Pastor, akiwa na pesa, yeye ni president. Anakuja na Mercedes, lakini anaenda mute after amekuwa broke.
Is the person saved?
Not sure.
Not sure. Okay, so let me handle these in two scenarios. First, I think the couple or the relationship has some problem when it comes to communication, which I think one day we need to talk about a topic all about communication. In a relationship, there are levels of communications. And I normally advise people when we are doing counseling that people should be in level 4 and 5. Level 4 and 5 is the level where you can talk comfortably about people's failures, hopes, vision, comfortably. I can tell Justus or I can tell my sweetheart, these are my failures, these are what, comfortably without hiding something. But level 1 and 2 is when you talk about cliches, you can hide the way he's hiding. So I think the first problem there is communication. The first problem is not even about the finances. But I think when we come back to the next the next part, I will explain deeply on that, because it's a very wide kind of explanation.
Okay, so we are putting this pending for our next session.
We welcome you to join us on our services. On Wednesday, we have a service from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Also welcome to worship with us on Sunday. We have 2 services. First service begin from 7:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. Our second service begin from 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. You can also follow us on social media platforms. We are on Facebook. You can like our page, Deliverance Church, Milimani, Kisumu. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Deliverance Church, Milimani.